I'm Dan, and with me is
Paul Dixon.
P. Diddy. So, Paul, what are we doing today?
Today, we're going to talk about some interesting news that came out. First of all, how are you doing, Dan?
I'm great. I finally got
Good.
some lighting in my crawl space. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm a little sad, though.
What? Why you sad?
Because a few people, might be watching this right now, and they haven't clicked share or subscribe below, or like the video, and I think they should do that.
Oh,
And I won't be sad anymore.
nothing like emotional extortion to get you to hit that subscribe and like button. Hit the bell icon
Damn right.
so you can get notified of new videos too.
You get it. You get it.
Please. It helps the channel. I mean, we want to keep making awesome content, and we can't do it without you.
We're doing everything backwards today. It's pretty fun.
This whole thing, it's all derailed.
Yeah, but
Welcome
we're
to
going to
the
make our
news
own
segment.
train. Yeah, the news segment. Sure, why not? The big news that's out today is that James Gunn and Peter Safran are taking over DC, and it'll be DC Studios, where James Gunn will be the creative force and Peter Safran will be the more behind-the-scenes guy. We've known for a while DC's been looking for a Kevin Feige to take over, someone that can run DC and make it its own brand and consistently, which has been a problem for DC because they've been a little all over the place. Whereas if you look at Marvel, they've made a lot of headway from the beginning and just continuously making those films under him. This is great news in my opinion. What do you think about that, Dan?
I think that, one, they couldn't have picked a better duo, especially with James Gunn filling that Kevin Feige role, or at least 50% of it. I mean, look what he did to Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad. It's just absolutely mind-blowing. After Suicide Squad, I didn't really have a lot of hope for the Suicide Squad, but watching that movie and knowing that he was a point man behind it, it was a complete 180. It was beautifully done. And through that, we ended up getting Peacemaker, which I haven't seen yet, but I will. Now, with that being said, James Gunn has proven himself completely capable of being able to take relatively unknown heroes or characters and making them absolutely beloved. Just with that little bit of humor, a little bit of emotion, just that human touch with an otherwise absolutely crazy premise. He did it with Guardians of the Galaxy. So why not the whole DCU, right?
Exactly.
I'm excited to see what he's going to do with already established huge characters.
Yes, something that I was thinking about that got me excited about talking to you about this was the fact that Henry Cavill was just recently talking about the fact that he's excited to do a more lighthearted and fun version of Superman. Why would he come out and say that? I think it's connected to James Gunn. I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited if James Gunn is producing a Superman film. I'm done. Can you imagine what that could be? He could bring in, I know I'm going to butcher his name, Mr. Mixlicklepick. I can't say his name. You know who I'm talking about, nerds. Mixelpix. Yeah.
Miss Blixelpick.
Moving on. I could see him. I could see him bringing Batmite into a Batman movie and making it work.
DC, from what I remember, especially of like my childhood, and just getting mildly acquainted into comics, because I didn't really have a comic book shop down the road. What I had was a game store. More or less, I grew up with Warhammer. I grew up with 40K. I didn't really grow up with a lot of comics. Everything for me was grimdark. So I'm really excited about James Gunn taking on the DCU.
Me too, man. So I want to read a bit of the Variety article that came out. It says, I want to skip a little bit because this is a lot of backstory, but
blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah. So what does this all mean for Gunn and Safran? Several top executives and dealmakers said they were curious to see how incoming filmmakers will view Gunn, a brash and distinctive voice who will now be cutting checks and stepping into edit rooms. Imagine if Todd Phillips was going in tomorrow to pitch Joker, said one producer. Is he going to want to work for James Gunn? Those are good questions. I think James Gunn is he's like the perfect person to get for this role because you want someone who has the experience, he knows what he's doing in this genre, and is also easy to work with. And from what I've gathered with everyone that's worked with James Gunn, he is across the board a wonderful person, and he loves working with creatives. I mean, he worked with Roger Corman back in the day there was a Tromeo and Juliet. I don't know if you ever saw that.
No.
He's got an interesting background in those like low level B move grindhouse, almost like grindhouse movies. I mean, if you look at his career, he did the movie Slither and he did the movie Super,
Oh,
and all those films are more horror based and comedic, and it was a natural fit for him to do Guardians of the Galaxy. It seems like the natural progression, and the fact that him and Kevin Feige have worked together on Guardians of the Galaxy for years and all these other projects, it's going to be interesting to see going forward. And here's some interesting stuff. The Black Panther Wakanda Forever premiere was last night, and they interviewed Kevin Feige on the purple carpet, and he said how he'll have any time to work on DC until May, I don't know, but once he does have the time, I'll be very excited. I'll be first in line. So he has Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 coming out, and we saw recently the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which I'm very excited about. But then starting next week, November 1st, he will be working as basically the Kevin Feige of DC Studios. Now, it's just a crazy time to live, man. I'm really happy that he's going to be, up there. And him and also Safran, he actually has been working with James Gunn for a long time on producing a lot of his films. So they have a great working relationship. Yeah, this is a big deal. It's going to change the landscape of DC. And I think they need someone like that to be in charge, because if we look back at the fact Zack Snyder was there making his films, again, they were a little all over the place because there wasn't somebody at the top saying, these are the creative decisions I want us to make, where there's a cohesive story and thorough line to the end game of what we're working towards, like Endgame. You really got to have somebody who is overseeing everything and making the right decisions. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. I thought it was really cool and really exciting, and I would love to hear what your thoughts are. If you're out there listening, give us a comment and let us know if you think James Gunn's going to create some goodies.
Oh, I just wanted to throw out there, which movie are you excited for him to put out?
I was going to say the Green Lantern series that they've been working on for a long time, that was going to be produced by J.J. Abrams, but according to a new report, that's being scrapped, and there's going to be a new series based around Jon Stewart instead of Hal Jordan. And I'm still excited for it. I don't know. My taste has changed in the last few years as far as what I want to see in the DC universe. And I would say I've wanted to see Booster Gold for a long time. And I think that's a ridiculous character, but he works exactly the way I think James Gunn operates. He takes these characters who are lesser known and makes them really, really good. I think Booster Gold is perfect, primed for James Gunn territory. So yeah, that's mine. What about you?
For me, I would have to say maybe something along the line of like a Black Canary movie. I would be really interested to see how they would come about that.
Well, she was in, and I don't know if they're going to continue with the same actress.
No, they need to just.
But she was in. Was in Birds of Prey, the movie, the Harley Quinn movie. I don't know the name of the movie. They may change the name multiple times, but she was in that movie. They were talking about a spinoff starring her, and I think it would be great to have a Green Arrow and Black Canary movie. And not saying they couldn't do a Black Canary, but yeah. Yeah. Are you changing your answer?
Yeah, I'm changing my answer. I want to see a Green Arrow movie.
Do you remember that?
I've always pitched the fact that I thought you would be an excellent Green Arrow with the goatee. I know you had that a while ago, and you looked like you would fit the part perfectly. I thought that was awesome.
Maybe if I was still 18, I could try out for it, but that's fine. That's fine. I'll be Green Arrow's dead dad at the beginning of the film.
There you go. There you go.
All right, or Booster Gold. I'll be Booster Gold. I'll do it.
Oh, see, there
fine,
you go.
James. I'll come in. I'll audition and do it, I guess. Anyways, yeah, I'm really excited for this. I think good things are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you, veterans, for your service, and thank you, Dan, for joining me for this exclusive news. I don't know. We gotta have a name for it.
Yeah, this untitled news
thing. Whatever.
I'll put a poll out there on the community section on YouTube and see if anybody has an interesting name for the news segment.
I think that's a great idea. Let the people decide. Let them
choose.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. So we'll see you next time, and thanks for stopping by. Bye.
Bye.